All right, guys. Welcome to Whitney. We are here to talk about crazy shit that's going on. This is the National Progressive with Whitney from the Green Report. And holy crap, what a day I've had. I'm going to hurry up and pull up the chat so I can see it. Sorry, I don't have my Zoom thing. See, I got to make sure I have the right one on because there's so many. Ah, okay. I have too many chats on. Sorry.
No worries.
I don't know which.
Just basically you dealt with an earthquake.
Okay. Sorry about all that messy stuff that happened just now. I'm sorry. I'm just shaken from hell. Yeah, you want to start off with the earthquake? Um, yeah, but let's say hi to everyone first.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm a little shaken because
I
literally
understand.
half of Utah got shaken today. It was crazy. And I've never been through anything like that. It was insane. So, hi, constituent of clowns. 80% of Utah lives near Wasatch Fault. Yep. Gene, hello. Let's talk about natural disasters like the Yellowstone volcano waiting to rise up. Yeah, there's that. Um, so many things. Sasquatch fault bio. You're making shit up, I think. Mother Earth is in a bad mood. Messing over silly humans. Yeah, I think so. Chickaburras are definitely real. Chinese earthquake. Baba Yaga. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm missing names. Hans Asperger, hello, welcome. Val, hi. Blake TV, cheers to you too. I've got one of these waiting. Believe me, I need it today. Um, let's see. What about, let's see. The constituent of clowns is giving us a $5. Thank you very much. Probably just because we didn't start off with the C word. So,
Yeah. It's dark times.
it is. There's too many crazy things happening. Governor here said avoid pubs, etc. Okay, all of our restaurants and bars, you can do curbside delivery or delivery pickup, whatever, but no in-room seating at all. But okay, we're getting to that later. No C word right now. Just for constituent of clouds and your donation. Move heavy objects off the wall near your bed. I don't have any heavy objects on the wall near my bed, so pretty good that way. But okay, hold on. We're gonna talk about this because it freaked me out so bad. It freaked me out really bad.
I bet.
I'm not used to that.
Not
Hi,
fun.
Gazar. Gazar says, Governor here said pubs, etc. Stanley Johnson, Boris, Dad said he is still going to the pub. What's good for him will be good for me. Fuck it. I know this is crazy. Hello, Sandy. Sandy's here. I'm sorry.
Hey, Sandy.
In case you wanted to join, I sent you a link, but I know how busy you are, or tired. You already did a stream today, which was nice. It's always nice to get with the people, but I was trying to pay attention to you, Black Bear News, and the earthquake updates and all that. Anyway, we're gonna get back to the earthquake. Did I miss anyone, Jean? I said hi to you, I'm pretty sure. Um, Bio, always you're one of the first. Human was here earlier on the word. Human went. The Democratic convention will be canceled, probably. And that's another debate to have. And we're gonna talk about the election too. There's a lot, a lot. Are you going to bed? Okay. Night, hon. Love you. It's really early to lay down, but yeah, he's had a traumatic day. We're gonna talk about that. Oh, yeah. So I am still shooken up. Yeah. Greg's worse because he was actually more close to the epicenter than I was. But I was alone by myself and when all this happened. And so we had a 5.7 earthquake today. We're 20 miles from where the epicenter was here where I live. Um, but it was crazy. I mean, I've never experienced anything like it. I mean, we've had just tiny little shakes and stuff here and there. Most of them you never feel. I felt, really tiny ones, but this one, I thought it was a huge wind gust. Like we get like 75, 80 mile an hour winds. I thought it was one of those, like a gust like that
Okay.
to start out with. So I'm like, whatever, used to that. And then it just kept going and it got worse. And then the house was rocking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And oh my God. I was like, what do I do? I was on the phone with somebody who's probably watching, one of my subscribers, talking about another issue altogether. And I'm like, trying to keep track of what he's saying at the same time. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Oh my
And
god.
then suddenly, oh, I realized it was an earthquake. I'm like, okay, this is an earthquake. We're having an earthquake. I gotta go. I gotta call someone. I don't know what to do.
Exactly, that's the feeling. It's like powerless.
I know, and it's like I could get under a doorway, but there was no table or anything for me to duck under or anything like that. And I didn't even
Oh
think
my
about doing
goodness.
that. I had no clue. I had no clue what to do. Yeah, I'm earthquake virgin, had no idea how you even deal with that. And it actually caused a lot of damage. Nobody apparently got hurt or that I've
That's
heard of,
good.
no deaths or anything, so it wasn't that dramatic. But a lot of structures got destroyed. Um,
I saw that on the news, like the brick structures.
yeah, and also they don't put it on the news as much, but mobile homes that were up on cinder blocks or still things that help hold it up off the ground, like foundation bases.
Yes.
A lot of them got um, rattled off their bases, so they're no longer livable. And then a lot of apartments got destroyed, so there's going to be a lot of people homeless. Excuse
In
my
the middle of a
raspy voice,
pandemic.
but I've been sick. I'm still sick. Um, yeah, so there's going to be a, a huge population of people that don't have a place to live, and we're already dealing with other issues, the C word. So on top of that, and then there
I
was
know.
two more aftershocks that I felt that were
Oh,
pretty strong, and the last one was 4.7. And my husband and my son-in-law were running outside, and I was like, "Yeah, that's nothing." After the first one, I wasn't, I wasn't as traumatized as my husband was from it, apparently, because he freaked, and yet I was it still is like, oh God, is it gonna get worse? I was just waiting, and it didn't get worse. So I'm like, yeah, okay, it's over. We're good.
oh
I
my
just
god.
realized I didn't plug in my microphone or put in my earplugs. Usually not bad if I only have one person, but if I have two people, um, it gets bad. But I'm gonna put in my earphones. But go ahead. Um, did you hear about the earthquake there, or was it all COVID
Mostly
close by?
COVID, but I did hear about this morning that Utah got rattled. So I thought of you. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Sucks.
I was there. I was okay. No one got hurt. But hi, CB. Yeah, I'm gonna get. Yeah, I need to smoke it up. CB's talking about smoking it up. Or was that Blake? Oh no. Okay, CB told Blake to smoke it up. Okay, gotta get my earphones in. Anyway, so crazy morning. That's how my day started. Was the earthquake, and
In the middle of the P word. Are
I
we allowed to
know,
say?
I know, right? Um,
Oh
so
god.
then there's. I was also trying to at the same time focus on what's going on with all the election shenanigans and all that. What have you noticed about the elections? I mean,
So
yesterday was like, okay, this is also not real.
I know. I It's been like in the back burner now. I feel like it's so I don't want to say the word depressing, but it is.
It's
It's
depressing.
so yeah, it's
It's
just sad
angry.
and
It's
yeah.
fuckery. It makes me angry. It's just
I just don't get it. Like why are people like flocking towards this man that like
they're
is
not though. They're
yeah, it
not.
doesn't make sense. It's just
Have you seen all of the discrepancies in the polling and all that? It,
no, I bet yeah, there's effery and
yeah, there's all kinds of election results that don't match the exit polls, and I'm sorry, this is a fake election. And to tell people to go risk their life to go vote for you, which Biden did, by the way, it's worth a couple deaths. Just go vote for me. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah, it's not good leadership. I mean,
no.
yeah, it's so annoying to me. I've been trying to like let me look it up, primary results, because I just want to know what the actual delegate count is. Um,
Last I saw, they were like a
because
couple hundred difference between them. So, but they're of course going to push Bernie to step out. But with Bernie not stepping up and contesting the results of all these elections, I'm
yeah,
starting to worry if the people who are saying he was a sheepdog aren't right. He needs to step up.
I feel like he's been very quiet. Um,
Yeah,
from
I
what
don't like
I've
it. I don't
seen.
like it. He needs to step up and say, if he doesn't step up, he's complicit. So I don't like that. Like I said way before when I first started this, when the before the primaries started, I said it's a moot point. It's a moot point because of everything that's happening with our environment. Um, by the time you get somebody in, and then you have to get, the House and the Senate all together, it's not going to happen in time to save the planet. It's just not going to happen. So, what difference does that make?
I don't know
Well, at
anymore.
least with
Yeah, you're
Trump, we
right.
might get UBI. There's that
I know. It
because of
was
the C
wild.
word. Suddenly, all the Republicans are becoming socialists. Hmm.
I know because they want to keep the status quo going. Their interests are at
I
risk.
know
So
yeah, their interests are at risk. But the thing that pisses me off the most, and there was on Now This, there was a really good one of the senators, I don't remember which one it was going off about how the small businesses were, and I thought this from the get go. Why are the small businesses offered low interest loans in this hard times, and the the big corporations that have all the money just being given money? Like, why is that? Why are they getting bailouts and the small businesses get loans that they have to pay back? That seems so wrong to me. What I think they should do is the opposite. Give the business people, the small business people, the handouts, and give the big business people, and even give handouts to people who want to start business. Help start that. Let people start businesses. Give some startup money to people. And then the big corporations that are stupid and they kept, buying out their own stock and crap, they're fine. They're fine. Okay, they're fine. They're not
yeah,
gonna. They will be fine if they lose their job today. They can live forever on whatever money they have. So don't
exactly.
worry about them, and give them the loans. Give them the loans. Make them pay it back. If they don't pay it back, then whatever portion they don't pay back becomes public property, and it belongs to the state and the people, the taxpayers, because that's our money that's going to them, right?
Right.
That's my
Um,
idea. That's what I think should happen, but I'm just a dumbass in
no, you're not.
Grantsville, and
No, you're not.
oh no.
I object to that statement.
Okay, I don't think I'm a dumbass, but you know, people would call me that.
No, you're
Right
very smart.
wingers would call me that. That's why I say that. That's not. I don't really believe I'm a dumbass. I think I'm average at least. So we'll
No,
go
you're
from
more
there.
than that. You know a
Anyway,
lot. You know a
oh,
lot. You know about like the oil stuff, and
oh God.
I don't even more than me. I mean, real quick, going back to the primary,
Hmm.
the delegate count, Joe Biden's at 1,180, Bernie Sanders at
Right, they're
885.
like 200 apart.
And yeah, so Arizona was yesterday, which went to Biden. Illinois was yesterday, which went to
They
Biden.
all
And
went to Biden, didn't
Florida
they?
was, yeah, they all went to Biden. And I
And they
just,
closed all the polls, like a lot of polling locations in strategic areas. Did you see that one video where um, one of the people that worked at one of the polling locations was trying to explain why they were closing all the polls? It's about something about disinfectants and all that, and he's like, "I can't do this," and he walked away. It's like, I can't do this.
I just can't believe they're holding these primaries still. I mean, a lot of them have been postponed, and
Mm.
You said earlier, right, someone like the DNC, like, the convention might be canceled, and then you said Trump might just cancel the election
I've
and
said that before, yeah. And so ah, yeah, that's the hard part about it because if the Democrat and wasn't there one the primary that was canceled altogether? I think there was one that was canceled altogether. But they could delay them and just
yeah,
say, "Hey, we're only going to do mail-in ballots. That's it. Only mail-in ballots." They didn't have to
yeah,
cancel it. They didn't have to hold them in person. I just thought they should just do them all mail in, but have really big oversight because of all the discretionary discrepancies that have happened in the primaries we've had so far. I really think we should have UN involvement. I mean, they're involved in every other election that has that big of a discrepancy between the polling and or the exit polls and the actual votes. And then there's
that's a good
all
point.
those ballots that were um, just gone. Like they can't account for so many ballots. I think this primary should be illegitimate. Like done. It's like we need to start all over again because it's wrong. It's not validated at all in
And
any
there
way,
was
shape, or
no
form.
like, I wanna, like, blame Elizabeth Warren, because she portrayed herself as this progressive, and if she didn't get out of the race, I mean, people say, like, "Oh, she had the right to be in," but, polling-wise, no. I mean, she really put like, she was taking votes away from Bernie Sanders in, like, Maine and Massachusetts, where if she got out of the race and actually supported Bernie Sanders, I'm pretty sure Bernie Sanders would have won a lot of these states.
She
I
was
mean, now
complicit in it. I
yeah,
mean, you knew that
she
from
was
2016 when
exposed.
she didn't endorse Bernie Sanders. She pretended to believe in everything he believed in, and yet she didn't endorse him. So, but
That
I'm
is so
sorry, I'm
telling.
pissed at Bernie Sanders. I'm pissed at him
Yeah,
for not standing up for the people that supported him. I'm so glad I
exactly.
didn't give him money this election cycle because last time I did, I gave him a lot of money, way more than I could afford, and yet he didn't stand up for me. He didn't stand up for me. He stood up for the Russiagate scandal bullshit. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. The stupid Russiagate scandal. You know how they said those Russian operatives and they what did they do? They had all these I don't know, what do you call it when they press charges against them or whatever. And
Conspiracy? I don't know, conspiracy?
no,
Like,
not conspiracy. They were like pressing. They had. God, I hate it when I lose my
I
words.
know.
Um, but
Call a
anyway,
friend.
no, call a friend. You know those people in Russia that supposedly were involved in rigging the election against Hillary Clinton. Those people, and they had this whole big thing where they were um, indicting. That's it. They were indicted.
Okay.
They had all these indictments. Well, the Russian government uh,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
did the
yeah. Sorry.
lawsuit against them because of those indictments, and then suddenly the charges were dropped. I wonder why. I mean, I'm sorry, Russiagate was bullshit, and it was just all a part of the election rigging. And for Bernie Sanders to go along with it, it makes him complicit with it. It just does. I'm sorry. He needs to stand up for the people. Not he should have went independent in 2016, the first time they fucked him. Sorry about my language, but
Okay.
it should have happened.
We
But he
always
didn't.
slip up.
Indictments. Thank you, bio. A little late. Everyone's saying, and I should have just looked them.
Okay, yeah, the comments. Um, God, I had one more
Thanks,
thing to
G.
say, and now it's what did I wanna say? Shoot,
Oh,
no.
thank God for that.
Oh, oh, oh.
Pissing money away. Yeah, I know.
Dang it. I had it. Now
Oh,
it's
I
slipping
made you
away.
lose it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's fine. It might come back if it's important. I think it was about Bernie Sanders obviously not speaking. Oh, he didn't go after Biden also. Like,
Yeah,
what are we
not
doing
very
here?
hard. He's my friend.
No, don't do that. Like, come on. We want a fighter, and it's
Biden
just
was
like
going after him. Why couldn't he go after Biden? All's fair in love and war, right?
yes. And I don't want to bat. I just don't like this at all. Like this whole the another world you framed. You said like last Monday, right? Another world.
Another
We're in another
world.
world now.
Mm.
It's This is
And yeah.
this is
Holy crap,
annoying,
truth
honestly.
is stranger than fiction. Don't worry, boss lady. Bernie and his bros are just frauds. He was also gigantic flip flop, changing his opinion on immigration and all. I've never seen him change his opinion on immigration. I don't know what you're talking about, bio. Um, he did it. He did the first debate. What did he do, Sandy? The first debate. I'm probably gonna lose my voice. I'm sorry, guys. I'm done with this political shit. Me too. I'm so done. I'm so done. We have enough problems. All we can do is push the people who are in office now to do the right thing. At this point, it doesn't matter who it is. I mean, what if we got Hillary in? Put her feet to the fire. She was just as dirty and scumbag as Trump. I'm sorry. So put Trump's feet to the fire. Why not try that? Like, stand up against Trump. I mean, not just him as a person, he is a scumbag, but his policies. Go against his
Mhm.
policy, not just him as a person or whatever, but his policy. Don't go off on stuff that doesn't matter. Uh, I'm sorry. He is racist. He is probably a white supremacist and all that, but for the policies you want, push them hard on those. I don't know. There's
I
nothing
just don't
we're
understand
not
how
in
Joe
control of
Biden's
the
gonna get this.
situation. We're living in a
No,
matrix.
we
And
are. I completely agree. We're not allowed to talk about the viruses. The viruses. This is very overwhelming, honestly. Like the runs on. I have to just bring up the runs on like the grocery store. Like I just don't think. I mean, obviously, most people weren't prepared. That's why there's a lot of runs. You don't have like there's no like paper products, and if there
there's a
are,
lot
they
of
get
people who panic because Trump did waited so long to do anything. The testing situation is delayed. We don't know how far and wide this virus is spread because most of it is spread asymptomatically. That's why I'm worried about it. That's why I have been home this week because I don't know. I mean, I've been sick forever, but suddenly it started to get worse. I got shortness of breath. I've had a sore throat. Yesterday I had major headache, muscle aches, everything, stomach aches, you name it. It ached. Yesterday was horrible, and then suddenly today I felt better in the morning. Until the earthquake, and then it's
yeah.
like, holy shit, holy shit, earthquake! What the
Welcome
hell?
to the new world order, man. This is
I know. And then the earthquake is just not an earthquake. I mean, Kennecott, well, near Kennecott at the processing plant, they said there was, my notes, acid release, whatever that is, some kind of acid release. They closed down a whole portion of Highway 201, a big portion of Highway 201. Dow Chemical, they said there was a risk of chemical mixtures at Dow Chemical. Um, Yeah. And the airport shut down. Did I tell you the airport shut down?
no.
Salt Lake International Airport shut down for several hours right after because the airport tower was swaying and the tall tower, where they
Yeah, the
launch the planes and
infrastructure.
everything. It was swaying, and that's right where my husband works. He was right below that. So if
Oh
it came
my.
down, he would be in toast, you know. Luckily, he was fine. He got out of there. He never comes home in his work outfit, like his coveralls that he wears for work. That never happens. He came home, he was wearing his coveralls still.
Yeah.
He jumped in his car and just went home. He's like, I'm out of here. It was scary with all the trucks and equipment up on those lifts. It's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not
Well,
doing
Utah
this.
really doesn't get earthquakes, right? Like the infrastructure.
Well, they started rebuilding. They're getting ready for the big one, which isn't it. Well, it's due any day now. So they started
um,
rebuilding all these old buildings, uh, and making them structurally sound for earthquakes. But no, we don't generally get them. Every once in a while, you get a big one, and we're like, I don't know, 50, 100 years overdue for the big one. It's like a 7.6, not big like California big, but big enough, you
yeah,
know.
big enough. Anything above
7.6
five.
is pretty big. Um, and that's what they're kind of expecting at any time. So they started rebuilding the infrastructure to handle. that, but they're still working on it. It's not done yet. But there was water lines breaking everywhere just with this 5.7 water lines breaking. I haven't heard of any gas lines breaking yet, thank God. The airport was flooded, and they just shut down the whole thing. So
Well, this brings up like a point I wanted you made me think about is like what so we're in like the nation's in a national emergency with the C word. Okay.
yeah, the C
And
word.
like I know because it's too much. We hear it too much now. But like what happens just like Utah, right? There's like a natural disaster. You know, when we
How are you
like a
gonna deal with it
hurricane.
all at once?
Yes. Everything's
That's
going to compound. Okay.
it is going to compound. It's like it's
Garsgar says Yellowstone revving up. Oh.
yeah. Was it Gene who was saying that too? Oh my God, I think Gene said that too. It's like Yellowstone pops, and that will be the coup de grace for America. Yeah, Yellowstone is that's where the super volcano is. It's going to take out
Mm.
most of America if it goes off, and we don't know where that sits at the moment. Um,
Could you imagine it's like pandemic, hurricane, oh, then
I
boom
know
to
there's
2020.
tornadoes, happening in other places. There's torrential rainstorms in other places. You name it, natural disasters on top of a pandemic. Um,
We can expect that. You know, what
that's
that's what I'm
the
saying.
new
We're
normal.
lacking. So like we're raiding or people are raiding grocery stores and
Oh no.
that's yeah, I mean I'm not predict well, we don't know. There's usually a hurricane that hits, but if we're like lacking resources because of the pandemic, I don't know, it's just food for thought for future, but I know we got to focus on the present, but I mean these things
Uh,
will start to compound.
I will. That's my biggest fear, and actually, I consider it more knowledge because I know this is going to compound. It's going to be one thing compounding on top of the other thing. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The C word is
Mhm.
the tip of the iceberg, and then all these natural disasters are going to compound on top of it. I mean, more earthquakes are going to happen. The land is going to shift as the ice melts, and it changes the pressure on the on the on the plates of what I'm talking about. I want to say
I
templates,
know.
but you know what I mean. The tectonic plates. As
Yeah.
that pressures change, they're going to become more active. It's just, it's science. It's going to happen. And on top of that, all the weather changes and, floods, droughts, heat waves, one thing right after another. I mean, yeah, they think they'll have relief from the C word when it becomes summer, but, but then we're going to have drought and wildfires, you know?
Right. And then that's going to force people out of their houses and there you go the
And then
pandemic.
everyone's going to get together again and be stuck in shelters because what are you going to do? You're going to let them stay outside? I mean, risk the virus or you know, or go outside and deal with the elements all on your own. You know, you can't do social distancing in those kind of emergencies very easily. That's my frame of thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't
Remember at the very beginning of this year we did that like New Year's like Happy New Year question mark.
I know.
It's only
Oh,
been like 3 months.
I know. That's exactly why I did the Happy New Year question mark because I knew I could see this stuff coming. I could see it. Okay, read
I
some
know.
comments because my throat
Okay.
is sore.
Valhalla says embrace the suck. I just have to laugh. Val embrace the suck. Okay.
That is funny. Like as if like send the whole Western Hemisphere into nuclear winter conditions. Yeah, I think so. It'd be bad. It'll a lot. Yeah, and Gazar agrees with me that weight alters tectonic plates. I knew it. See, I've looked into these things. I can't always gather all my knowledge. It sometimes goes in and then I have to grab it here and there, and it's
Same.
hard to find sometimes because there's just so much going on right now. The hell do you do?
It's too much. I mean, you got the
It's too much.
coronavirus. I'll shout out to Val who said, remember he said like it's gonna take over the news cycle? It's like, okay. Val made a correct prediction.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Sandy, it's winter when it's somewhere. Wait, it's it is winter when it is summer somewhere. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well,
oh yeah, it's the
one way
last day
or
of
the
winter
other. So
today.
there's always going to
Yeah.
be a disaster going on too. But there's less people in the southern hemisphere, so um,
Oh, someone.
Choctaw Warrior,
Yeah,
hello. Florida
Florida.
isn't panicking over the virus. They're on the beach. I know. Have you seen those pictures of people
I
like
did.
those crowds on the beach? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
I know they're just not listening.
Oh,
I
well,
want to
even my
say like,
daughter isn't. She's still planning on having her graduation party next week. It's next week. And she was worried. She's like, "Oh, I don't know if my dad's going to be able to fly in." She's planning on having 20 people. We're only supposed to have parties of 10 at the most, and you shouldn't even be doing that if you really want to stop it. I mean, I don't care, but people aren't taking it seriously at all. I don't see that.
no,
I
and the
don't see it.
cases are rising exponentially.
Yes, they are. I When I woke up this morning, it barely hit 200,000. What is it now?
218,000 plus.
Yeah.
It's going up.
I don't even know what it
Um,
is in Utah because the earthquake coverage overwhelmed their coverage.
I
Because there was a
know.
lot of damage. I mean, it wasn't like Mexico or some of those big quakes, but there was a lot of damage to people's homes. There's going to be a lot of people displaced, and what are they going to do with that? Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with all those people that don't have a place to live. Girls in
I don't know
employment.
either.
Girls in
Um,
employment. That definitely. Wait,
so let's see. So West Virginia finally recorded its first COVID-19 patient. I mean,
that was the
like
last
they were,
state, right? The last
yeah, that
state,
was the last state.
the
I want
very
to say like,
last of the 50.
and that's telling because it's not like I feel like it was there. It's just that we don't have the testing to like accurately get the right number. So
Oh yeah. I
the
can't
United,
imagine how many are here in Utah. They're not testing anyone here. I am almost positive I have it. Well, I can't say almost positive. I've been sick for a while, but I've had every single symptom and I don't have the flu. It felt like the flu yesterday, but not exactly. You know what I mean? It doesn't take the same progression. They say you get worse and then you get better and then you get worse. That's kind of where it's going. I don't know. And I
it,
have my daughter that works at ARIP Laboratories. This is the other freaking thing. I'm sorry, C word topic closures if
I
you
know
didn't
it's
want to hear
hard
it.
not
Okay,
to.
I don't know science stuff very well, but she works at ARIP Labs. Um, and she's handling um the C word labs, like the tests,
Wow,
and they take the samples out, they process them. She's like, they take them out and put them places. I don't know, but I'm like, wait, it's not sealed? And she's like, no, it's not sealed. You take it out, but it's frozen. So I don't know if freezing it keeps it from being active or what, but they're not required to wear masks or anything. No masks, just gloves. That's it. Does that not freak you out a little?
that freaks me out. That's
Yeah.
high anxiety like situation.
That's the little bit of care. Or my doctor's office when I'm like, well, I'm worried I may be exposed because of all my connections. I have one daughter that works at um she's a hospice worker, so end of life care, and you know how bad those people have been hit. So I have one that does that. I have one that works at ARUP, and um, then I have my son that was just at a school district that had a a, a case with symptoms and all that, and he's sick and has a fever and all that, and they wouldn't test him. They're not testing anybody.
They're not testing
Even if you
people.
have all the symptoms, they will not test you. They will not test you. So doesn't matter. It's spreading like wildfire while they're not testing people. But they will test basketball players.
Mhm.
Um, Oklahoma was pissed. It was Oklahoma or Mississippi, wherever the two jazz players were that got tested positive. They used every single test that they had available in the state they were in, just to test basketball players and the people surrounding the team. My daughter from New Zealand sent me the article on that, which I will try and post a link to it in my community section. I haven't done that yet, but she sent it to me on Discord. But yeah, they used all the tests for one state just for the basketball teams. That's it.
Okay, I have to.
I know, doesn't that piss you off? And Whitney froze. But
Oh no.
just for a second, you're back. Okay.
Okay, it's just that's so annoying because it's just like health inequality, and it's like
Mhm.
you can pay your way out of this. Like I like Tom Hanks, I get it, like, but he has it. These people like that are in the public media seem to be getting hit because they are out and about and they're traveling all the time. So they're at risk, but what they have the money to pay for all these tests and their priority because we
Oh, and then she freezes again. But yeah.
no
Oh, you're back. Like
basically
we
money.
The second biggest county that has cases in our state is Summit County. That's where Park City is. Park City Resort, it's a big tourist place with all the wealthy people. A lot of wealthy people have homes there. That's the second biggest state that has cases, or county that has cases in this state. And that's because they're only testing select few people. You either have to have a direct connection or um, yeah, you have to have a direct connection with someone positive or travel to one of the the high risk areas from Europe or something. So no one's getting tested. If you're just an average Joe, yeah, you're disposable. You're fine.
Exactly. It's being exposed right now. Our system is really being exposed
Yeah,
for what it
the
is.
inequality, whatever, pisses me off. But okay, read some more comments while I look through my notes.
They sniff. Okay, let's see. They're talking about each other. Val, you say, I got a link to a live science article of the most deadly pathogens ever. The C virus is number one. I will post link in the show comments.
Okay, do that.
Um,
Okay, I talked about that. Okay, did we talk about 500 dead in Italy today or
no, but they
yesterday? That
keep
was the
going
highest
up.
death toll,
Yeah.
ever in Italy. So there's that, which is freaky. Okay, but outside the C word, there's the auto workers. Oh, that's still the C word. Sorry, but the auto workers, all
I
the
know this.
auto building companies, whatever, shut down. No more building just because of the C word. I'm sorry, the C word is affecting our life. I don't know how to get around it.
I know we have to talk about it. It really is taken over.
The stocks are down 1,300 points today. They had to close the market. How about that? That's not really,
That
but it
that
has to
is
do with it.
really I know. Well,
Oh, you froze again. Yeah, it's down below 20,000. The Dow Jones is down below 20,000. Damn.
so like it took out when Trump got in the office, right? Like it was at like 20,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
It got exponentially, the tax cuts and the next 4 years we just lived have just been wiped out.
Yep. Everything. I remember when I got into the stock market, it was 2008 and it was 1,800. It's almost back down to where it was in 2008. So, or 18,000. Yeah, it was like 18,000. Now it's 19. It's only 1,000 away from being back to where it was in 2008. So that's huge. We're headed towards a depression. Sorry,
I
like you
completely
said, with the
agree.
global recession, it probably, and that's why they're going down so far as to help the average guy to try to save us from being in a depression. So I think it's smart of the Trump camp to do that because everyone's going to love Trump, but we need it. They
We
don't
do
need
need
to do
it.
the others. They don't need to do the airline bailouts. They can give them loans, bail out the small business, give the big companies loans. And if you have a senator or whatever in your state, of course you do, call them, bug them, tell them not to vote for bailouts. Say, give the loans to the big guys, give the bailouts to the small guys. Do it, or we'll fucking not vote for your ass. I think that's what everyone should say. Because small business historically has propped up our economy and our, well, I don't want to prop up our economy, but you know, they're they're more localized. They're more ecologically correct, even though we're all fucked anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what was I gonna say? So people are gonna get more desperate, I feel like, as this
Oh
continues.
yeah, that's why gun sales are through the roof.
Yeah, gun sales are
There's
through the roof.
that.
That's telling.
Mhm.
I finally watched Canadian Prepper. His
Did you?
name.
What'd you think?
The one thing I did like about him. Well, okay, so he's talking about something that stood.
Oh, you froze.
No, why is this keep happening?
I don't know.
Morale food. He talked about morale food. I thought that was interesting. Like, make sure you stock up on like fun things to like keep up your morale because this is
Oh
kind of like
yeah, okay, I
a mental
remember.
game.
He also talks about growing potatoes because that's the best food that you can grow. Everyone, if you have a place to grow food, you should be growing food. Um, but yeah, that's another story altogether. But I don't think we're gonna have huge shortages, so don't freaking hoard stuff from the grocery store. You'll be fine. I mean, you only need a couple weeks of food to keep you by till we die. So no, just kidding.
No, I know, but that's where we're at.
Who knows? But
I can't laugh. I'm gonna cough.
I know. Oh God.
Stop freezing, Whitney. It ain't that cold. Laugh out loud. Haha. I can't help it. You know what? I blame everyone's on the internet these days, and
I
who
know.
knows?
They are because especially aren't you on lockdown where you're at? And I heard you guys were in
Basically,
lockdown. Wow.
yeah.
How's
It's
that
not as
working? Like what do they do?
it's just you're not like so it's like good faith, right? So it's like you're not supposed to leave the house if you're over 65. Um, they don't want anyone leaving. Schools are closed, so you have to. So the only places really open, everything's closed except grocery stores, which are being like hit hard
Oh yeah, I
in the
bet.
sense that like there are no supplies. Like it's
But your governor came on and or governor, yeah, or your mayor, I don't know which one, and said everything's fine. We're replenishing it. It's getting better. So that's what they
they're
said.
not there. They're not in line. They're not there. It's ever since the people who got ahead of it are lucky. Okay, the people who started buying stuff Friday and after here, I guess, in the city, which is now okay, it's like zombie apocalypse stuff. Like basically, the run on the stores is there's no papers, like no toilet paper, no paper plates. The flour set, like everything in the baking section is gone.
I know. I
Everything's
couldn't find flour. You know what you do? Go to a bulk store. That's where we found flour.
okay. Yeah, you
There,
have to hit. I don't want to like. Yeah, you have to hit the other store. You can't rely on.
the bulk store is where we got flour because I wanted to grow my own yeast so I could make bread and stuff. And when I sent my husband to the store, no flour, none. There was no kind of flour whatsoever. You go to the bulk store, like the bulk, what the hippy dippy bulk store thing
Yeah,
where you bring your own containers to fill flour, all different kinds of flour, rice flour, rye flour, wheat flour, unbleached flour, bleached flour, any kind of flour you want. There was flour. So I got a couple different kinds of flour, and now I just started my another thing you need to learn how to do is make your own yeast once you have flour. I've started
I'm writing this down.
my own sourdough starter. Val wants you to show us your gun. I know, I seen that. Okay, hold on. Okay, first of all, it's not loaded. Okay, not loaded. Not that I could hit any of you from here, but this is my little bitty gun. But it is a 36, even though it's
Nice.
tiny. And this is my thing I made for it. For those, a lot of you have seen this already. I do leather work, so I made this
That's cool.
holster for it, and it has a little belt loop thing I could put on my belt loop. I never take it anywhere though, but you know, I had a concealed permit, never used it, so I just let it expire. But I have it anyway. That's my gun. We have many more guns and a lot of ammo. So don't mess with our supplies, our chickens, our horses, our rabbits. anything. Stay away.
Well, you have to protect yourself,
Exactly.
and that's why there's a run on.
Yeah, that's where there's a run on guns. You froze for a sec.
Damn it! It
uh,
is freezing now. Sorry, I'm frozen.
okay,
Winter's over.
we gotta get out of here soon. Cause sorry, I'm
Okay,
sick.
no,
I
I
have over
gotcha.
100-degree fever now. I am not getting better, so I need to rest as much as possible. I'm really, really sorry. Of course, this is
No,
my therapy. I really needed to do this and make sure I got everything. We didn't talk about the bailouts for people. Yeah, we did a little bit. Um, I think that's going to go through. I think there's enough support, and now that they mention it, I think they almost have to do it. But
I agree. So
so,
we might get like if you're over 18 in the United States.
right?
So
That would be nice. They're just deciding how much. Hope you're not swatted by the FBI for the gun.
uh,
Oh, you're allowed to. My gun is perfectly legal. It's even registered. So, no big
Jean
deal.
says, why aren't other countries
People
people grabbing
grabbing
up
guns
guns?
because
They don't have access?
they don't have access to them, and they also don't. They have more of a socialized system, so they don't have to.
Mm.
It's not like um, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, all for one and one for one.
Oh yeah,
You
rugged
know.
individualism for the
Yeah,
poor. Yeah,
yeah. That's why. That's exactly why. You don't need it if you're working together as a society. I don't think, but most countries are moving more towards that rugged individualism. So, and it's messing everything up. And in my opinion, um, I don't know. Why do we
no,
have to
I
bail
agree.
me out? I don't know. Well, I need to bail out. I'm broke as shit, but I don't care. I'm prepared and I'm paying the important bills. That's all that matters. Other
Well, if the
countries.
government could just give us $1,000, that's telling.
I know. Well, of
That's
course,
very telling.
there was, I think it was not even on Fox News. They're like, well, how are you gonna pay for that? Only this was for the bailouts for the banks. And that's like, we just print it and just change number um in the computer. It's not real money. It's like,
Exactly. Like
and you
we're
could
all
have done this
socially
all
constructed.
along.
I know everything's being exposed,
I
and we'll see
know.
what happens long term. But right now, it's just
Yeah,
very
the
exposed.
modern monetary theory is just proved correct in one little interview, and what's going on right now. Yeah, it,
Then it's ultimately
it's all
greed.
fake.
Greed has been killing us.
Hmm.
Greed. If they, now they want to be all charitable and yeah.
Because I have a scaffold bar as a baseball bat. Oh, that would hurt. Oh, I need those kids at spring break to vote. We're in trouble. I know we are, but it doesn't matter. Does your vote really freaking count?
Well,
When
it's amazing that. Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna talk about
I was
Joe
gonna go on a
Biden.
rant. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, just Joe Biden. Like, I just don't. He's winning all these states that Trump won in 2016. It's like, why would you vote for like the half measure guy when you can just have the full measure guy? Like Joe
Oh,
is
don't
like,
worry. Trump will still win. Oh,
yeah, I
not
feel like he
really.
is, and at that point,
But he's also winning the states that Bernie won by landslide. You think that's real? Because I don't think that's real.
it doesn't make any sense. It just
No.
doesn't.
Not when you're online, you're in all the chats and all the other things that aren't even like our progressive realm. More beer for your fever. Uh, even when you're not in our progressive realm, you never see Biden supporters supporting Biden. You see tons of Bernie and you see tons of Trump. You never see people Biden 2020, Biden 2020. You don't see
You're
that.
right.
Have you
I
ever
haven't seen
seen
it.
anyone in a chat supporting Biden? I have never
No,
ever seen that. It's fake. Fake, fake, fake. Thank you, Val, for the $2. More beer for my fever. It makes me sweat, so yeah. You sweat out. I know that's gross, but I'll take a shower.
no,
Don't worry. Sweat out the fever.
it's survival now.
Mm.
We're in another world.
After my day, I need my whatever Molson from Canada, a nice
Woo!
socialist country. So this is my socialist healthcare.
Oh wait, we can't even go to Canada now. They
I know
locked
they
them.
closed the
They stopped
borders.
the borders.
We're closing them up, but New Zealand did like I was talking to my daughter after Monday Madness. I went and called my daughter on Discord. So funny. It has to be late at night for me, but I call her and she's right there and it's the middle of the day in New Zealand. Anyway, she's the one that told me about how come I have to go to New Zealand to find out about the basketball players taking all
I
the
know
tests
American
in
media.
Oklahoma or Mississippi or wherever the fuck that was. Um, I don't pay attention to basketball. I don't know where they were, but I know it's Utah Jazz players that were tested positive. But anyway, that's kind of funny because they tested all of them. How come it's only the two Utah Jazz? But there's a lot of COVID going around in the state. It's
Mhm.
just not tested for unless you're an elite person.
Exactly. That is so amazing.
I know. But anyway, they closed off all their borders in New Zealand, and they don't even have close to the cases our state had before they closed the borders. They're
And
like
they're about to
done.
go into like
Not
the
their border.
fall
I mean, I know they're surrounded by water. Okay, you know what I fucking mean. People can't fly in and fly out. Someone called me on that. I'm like, sorry, but I know they're surrounded by water. But they're no, yeah, they're not letting people come in or out. So I think they might let people leave, but they're not letting them come in anyway. But my daughter's all stocked up. She's like, I'm good. And they had runs on the grocery stores there too, and they have
Oh
hardly
my
any
god, it's
cases in New
everywhere.
Zealand. It's all over the world, all over the world.
Okay.
So how do you avoid talking about that?
I
I'm
don't know.
sorry. It's
It's
what's
taken
affecting us
over.
right now, and it's affecting our lives immediately in this moment. I don't know how you don't talk about it. Um, I don't want to be talking about it. Believe me, there's so many other things. I want to talk about the environment and the extreme heat in Europe and how that's going to affect everything else. And like I said, like we're going to have all these tragedies all at once. This is just a taste of
Mhm.
what's going to happen, just a itty bitty little taste. So, um, that said, really, I don't feel well. We got to get out of
Yeah,
here.
we'll get
But
out of
I
here.
want to say hello to everybody or say goodbye to everybody and read some comments maybe before we go. So a couple more minutes. Molson, hey, Hooser. I know I got Canadian beer, eh? Bio, if you want social democracy, I got an easy choice for you. Find an actual social democrat and not a socialist. Um, wait, that's what Bernie is an actual social democrat, not a socialist. Because he believes in democracy. Well, except for he's not standing up for democracy. So, um, me there, I guess. What do you
I
think of
know.
that? If you don't
The
stand up for
morale is down.
democracy, does that make you a social democrat? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's Women's Night. We can talk about what we want to talk about. Thanks, Jean. I appreciate that. We gotta talk about what's going on right now, like freaking earthquakes and craziness. Oh my God.
Basically, people want to go back to normal, but we might be strapped in for a while.
I don't think we're gonna go back to normal for a
Yeah.
long time. A long, long time. I don't know. Let's see. Who wants to say something? Say it so I can read it now while I'm reading the comments. I'll give you a couple seconds to write whatever you're gonna write. Let's see, 100, and then it's kicking our ass like red-headed stepchild. I know what that means. 2025 will remember this year as the good old time.
Oh, because it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, bro, I'm sure.
Oh
Who
God.
knows how to test? Wait. Okay, you guys. I guess you're all. I don't know. There's a little bit of a delay. Am I missing? Let me go back for a second. Tom Hartman is supporting Biden. Does not surprise me. He supported Hillary. That's why I stopped watching him, except for his climate stuff. Let's see. Good neighbors and aggressive German Shepherd. Good for you. I think my new Australian Shepherd is very protective. It
Oh.
seems like it. Beer UK is around 3.50, probably $4.50 in the US. Oh no, it depends on the beer. Depends on where you go. You can get $2 beer.
The
If
bars
you're
are
talking
closed.
about a glass, a pint, what I don't know what you're talking about. What size? It depends. Okay, so I think we got it. Anyway, guys. All right. I've got to.
Thank you for being here in dark times.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm gonna get this set up to transition. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Whitney. Hope
Thank you,
you'll
Chris, for
be
hosting.
absolutely. We may do something Friday if you want. Do
Okay.
you want to do something Friday? Since
Um,
are you working? You work?
well, I work at home in a way. Um, I'll explain that later. But my husband's at home now. His school got shut down, so my schedule's a little iffy at this point.
Okay. Well,
So
I
if
might do Freaky Friday, Freak Out Friday. I
okay,
don't know. If I
let me
do,
know.
I'll
I could
send
possibly do it.
everybody. That will be open to everybody. I'm sure people will show up. So I'll send you a link, and all the
Okay,
regular peeps I'll send out links to. That's kind of like a Monday. Everyone can come on if I do Freak Out Friday, which I probably will because I don't have anything else scheduled. I still have to get on the ball and do some interview setups, but I'm honestly dealing with all this stuff right now is just so much for me right now. I'm just like done. I'm tired. Um, and I'm sick.
I
I
understand.
don't know if you can hear. I'm not feeling well. At least I'm not coughing anymore because every time I cough, even though I don't cough a lot, it hurts so bad. Like I've coughed like a million times. You know when you have the flu and you cough and cough,
Yes,
and you have to hold like a pillow to your chest while you cough, so because every cough hurts. That's how it is when I cough. So mostly just try to clear my throat instead of. Anyway, God, why did I go off on that? I'm sorry. Anyway,
it's your
try
health. It's important. It's crazy.
just trying to explain my voice and everything. I love you guys. Maybe I'll be here Friday. I'll put one of those messages in my community discussion section.
Okay.
If I'm going to do it, and I'll send you an email, Whitney.
Most likely, yes.
Okay,
I'm a little like my schedule is
crazy.
questionable now.
Everyone's schedule is well. I have a pretty open schedule except for when everybody else is home. Then I'm like, I want to spend time with them, but that will get old real soon. So, right? And we're
Yeah.
supposed to be, but social distancing, but whatever, whatever I have, my husband's already had or has.
Would it be earlier in the day or like
I could,
6 p.m.?
um, it'd probably be, I could probably do it earlier if it's Friday.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
I haven't decided, but I might do it before my husband gets off work. So it'd probably be like 1 my time would be 12 your time if I did it then.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah. Anyway, guys, we'll let you know. Thank you all, and I can't see
Thank you.
everybody, but I will look at the comments, the chat after we go. Have a good night. We will talk to you soon. Bye bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye. Thank you.